Hello Libra, I'm Kimberly, and you can email me at gardenwitchtarot@gmail.com for a personal reading. I'm going to do a love reading and then a general spread for you, and this is going to go for the week of the 7th through the 13th of May 2017 for Libra. So we're reading for Libra. They tell me for Libra in their love life for May 7th through 13th, 2017. We're reading for Libra. So love reading for Libra. May 7th through 13th. I hope that May is treating you well so far, Libra. We're coming out of the Mercury retrograde cycle. It's in Aries now. That wanted to pop out. So let me cut these cards. Okay. So Libra, we have got for you the Three of Pentacles. So this means coming together, things working out, things working well. So that's the overall energy that we have from this reading right now. And then what popped out of the deck was the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is about a victory in conflict, or a victory, a personal victory of some sort, where you've emerged from a situation feeling victorious. So we're just going to put that card over here. And then our overall energy right now is the Three of Pentacles. So this could be things, like I said, people working together toward a common goal, and understanding that together you can accomplish more than you can on your own. So I feel like this is very good. So for Libra, in their love situation, okay. So there's victory here and working together. So the situation right now in your love life is the Son of Swords or the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is a truth, you not being able to see the truth in a situation, or you feeling like there's some truth that is not coming forth. Okay, so that is kind of the situation for some of you. Again, I get that there's overall like a happy feel for this. So this is either you, this is the Seven of Swords, and this is either you or your partner or the person that you're dealing with. And the Seven of Swords is about, it can be about like taking off in a situation or shady behavior. But I feel like in this deck, and this is The Wild Unknown by Kim Krans, in this deck I feel like it's more like a protective energy, like protecting yourself for some reason. So in this love situation, if this is resonating with you, for some of you, because it's not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like you're waiting for some sort of truth to come out, and you're feeling very protective of yourself, or somebody else is feeling protective. So maybe you here with the Six of Wands, you're feeling like victorious in a situation, but somebody else is kind of hesitant, and they're protective of their own thoughts and feelings and emotions. And then we've got the Eight of Cups in reverse. So the Eight of Cups is about like feeling lost and like, okay, I just need to you know, like emotionally this isn't doing it for me. So this in reverse to me is like really considering or taking a second look at your emotions in a situation. So it could be that you're feeling protective of yourself, or somebody else is, but you're not ready to walk away from the situation. You want the truth to come to light, or maybe you're somebody else is hesitating, and you're just playing the waiting game, waiting for them to open up with their truth. And then we've got the Hermit in the upright. So this is about, you know, somebody, either you or the other person, kind of withdrawing into themselves to search for the answers. and that could be you or the person that you're dealing with. So, I sense that you feel like this is a positive situation, like you and this person um, work well together, and you feel like that's a victory and something to be happy about. But somebody in this situation is feeling very protective, and is really carefully evaluating what they bring to the table emotionally or what you bring to the table emotionally, and really not walking away from the situation, but going within themselves. So if somebody around you, or if you're withdrawing from the situation because you're feeling protective of yourself, or they're feeling protective, or if there is some sort of behavior or something in the situation that you feel is kind of not on the up and up or above board, just know that could be that either you or that person is having to is just examining things on a very personal level. So we're going to do some clarification cards. Why is this Son of Swords in reverse? What is this? What is this about? So let's see. Okay, so with the Son of Pentacles that's in reverse, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So somebody's been hurt or is afraid of getting hurt. It looks like there's a situation here where, and that goes here with this Seven of Swords, this protectiveness. Somebody isn't swooping forth with the truth or the truth of their situation because they are feeling maybe emotionally drained or tired, or like they aren't ready to put all their emotions out there for some reason. And whoever this behavior here is making the other person, I feel like, like their love is being rejected. And here with the Nine of Cups in reverse, up here with the Son of Swords, again, the truth's not coming out. The self-protection that somebody's doing here is causing, emotional distress for the other or both of you. And so you're kind of feeling like emotionally empty, like your cup's been emptied. And the reason you're not just moving forward in this situation is because you've got the Lovers. So you truly love this person, and you don't want to act hastily. You're waiting for this truth to come out, even though you're feeling like this could be an offer of love. Maybe somebody offered you love, but you're in a protective posture. And that's, making the overall situation kind of drain out. But there is love here in the foundation, and that's the reason why things are kind of maybe feeling stuck or stagnant right now. And then with the Hermit, we have the Temperance card in reverse. And the Temperance card is about finding balance. So the reason that either you or the other person are withdrawing is because, you're not finding balance in this situation. And, when you withdraw emotionally, or when you're protective of yourself because of something that's happened in a situation or in the past, that is emotionally draining, So let's see again. Let's see if we can get more clarification on this Son of Swords. What's going on with Libra in their love life? What's happening with Libra? Okay, so we've got the Three of Cups in reverse. So the overall energy is that things work out. When you work together, you work better. You work better together. But this 3 is in reverse, the 3 of Cups. So something has happened where you feel like somebody hasn't come forth with the truth, or the truth wasn't what you wanted it to be, maybe, and it's making you question how well you work together, because maybe you work together on certain things, but this isn't making you feel emotionally fulfilled. Your cups are empty, and the reason you're not moving forward is because you feel like this is a true love situation, or was at one point. So with the 7 of Swords and the Ace of Cups in reverse, we've got the Chariot. So something needs to move forward, or something is going to move forward. And you're looking for balance. Here with the 8 of Cups in reverse and the Lovers, you've got the 2 of Pentacles, which is about finding balance, or feeling like you're juggling things. For some of you, this could be a third-party situation, or somebody that's come back from the past. And it could be that somebody has come back from your past and said, hey, especially with Mercury in the retrograde, like all sorts of skeletons or people that, you thought were good and gone were like, hey, I've been thinking about you. And it could be that they made an offer, but that's not a true kind of offer, and you're moving beyond that situation. Or if this is somebody that you're dealing with, maybe some skeleton reared its head in from their past, and they've just been, maybe that's why they're kind of acting weird. Maybe they don't want to hurt you, and they know that this is something empty, and they're ready to move forward. But it's left the relationship feeling a little bit drained emotionally, even though there is true love, and you're trying to find balance in that situation, or maybe you're waiting to make a choice, but this is a love situation. You do genuinely love this person, or they genuinely love you, and so it looks like right now you're just trying to see balance come to this situation. And it looks like somebody's withdrawing and they're not finding balance. So this balance isn't coming to fruition. And then we've got the 7 of Cups in reverse. So somebody either isn't seeing the choices in front of them, or isn't certain of a decision that they're making in this situation. But there's victory. There's victory in this, in the work that you've accomplished together. And I think that's kind of what's holding this together is the victories that you've worked hard with this person. I think this is probably somebody you've known for a long time, and it looks like you've put a lot of work, and that you work well together, and you've had victory, and now you're just trying to figure out why this truth that you're seeking isn't coming forth. And here we've got the 9 of Wands in the upright. So it's like you're making slow, steady progress toward the truth. The moon is at these 9 wands are kind of making a staircase, and they're moving up toward the moon, which is about truth being revealed, or light coming into a dark situation. So I see the 9 of Wands is kind of like a positive energy. Why is this 7 of Cups in reverse? And then we've got the 7 Seven of Wands in reverse. So somebody's very protective of their emotions right now, and it's leaving this whole situation feeling like quite unbalanced, and you're striving to maintain balance in this situation. And this Chariot, you know, this Chariot is about, again, things coming to light and knowing the truth and then moving forward with that truth. It's also about finding balance between the yin and the yang, and then being able to take that energy, that balance, and then move forward with it. Why is this Ace of Cups reversed? So we've got the Emperor card coming out in this scenario as well, with and the Emperor is like, he has knowledge and justice and balance, and he's a very steady and stable energy. So we've got this Ace of Cups in reverse. So an offer that isn't coming forth or isn't what you expected it to be, feeling protective of your own thoughts and your own truth. Something's going on here with this. What is this Emperor card about? So we have the Four of Wands, which is about, you know, as a stable foundation and celebrating the, you know, the balance here and knowing that this is a good thing. So for some of you, if you're contemplating walking away from a situation and you're staying, you know, it looks like the only reason you're staying in it is because you're hanging on to this love, or this person loves you, but there's a choice that needs to be made. And here with this Seven of Wands in reverse, it's like the truth is not coming out, action's not happening, because somebody's withdrawn into themselves and is taking the time to evaluate their options. And it looks like in this situation there needs to be forward movement, like everything is just kind of on hold. So make a decision already. Somebody needs to make a decision already and move forward. Somebody needs to move forward, because this is all like back and forth, and it's not productive. I'm seeing that there has been a victory at some point in the past coming out of conflict. So maybe there's no more conflict, maybe you're not arguing, or maybe you're not fighting, maybe there's been peace in the situation, but it looks like there's still just like the only thing that's holding the situation is love here. But it looks like there's a lot of thought, maybe too much thought. Maybe you or the other person is reading too much into this, but something needs to happen to spark some sort of forward movement. And this Ace of Cups, even though it's in reverse, maybe this is either you or the other person needs to speak up and say, hey, you know what, my cup is empty. That's how I'm feeling right now, in order for you to move forward. And it looks like with forward movement, when action finally does come into the situation, when you or the other person decides to move forward with your truth, it looks like good things are going to happen. The Emperor comes out, so he's fair and has the knowledge kind of the ages, and that's going to bring some stability to this situation. So to me, it looks like, even though it looks like the whole situation's and either just on your side or maybe both sides, it looks like there's a lot of thought and just feeling emptied and drained, and nobody's kind of taking any action. But it looks like once this forward movement begins to happen, there's going to be truth and like wisdom, and then there's going to be balance. So I really feel like this is how you're going to get your balance, is by taking a step forward. Somebody needs to, whether that's you or the other person, but somebody needs to step up and kind of vocalize like, hey, my cup is empty. And Libra, I know that air signs, you like to see the birds in the sky and what's going on the ground from way above, and sometimes it can be hard to come forth, and you're about justice and balance and higher, like a higher plane of thought, a higher level of thinking, and sometimes you have to be vulnerable. Sometimes you have to stop keeping your emotions to yourself. It can't just be about rationalization and logic, because that can make the people around you that you love, it can make their cup feel empty. So action needs to be taken so that there can be real wisdom that comes out and balance in this situation for some of you. So for some of you, if you feel like, if you're the type of Libra who's constantly just dealing, just the facts, ma'am, then it may be that you're at a point where you need to open yourself up and kind of expose that vulnerable side to yourself. Or if somebody comes to you and says, hey, do you love me? Because I'm not seeing it in this situation. It's all logic and reason and action and movement, and my cup is empty. If somebody comes to you and exposes their vulnerability, take that to heart and move forward with that information and say, what, here's the truth of my situation, and that's going to bring balance. Okay, so that's what I've got for you in your love life, Libra. And now we're going to move on to another deck, and we're going to do a or I think I might make this its own video, because this has been I didn't realize we had gone so long. So Libra, it looks like, be careful with other people's feelings, and don't be afraid to show your own vulnerability. Being vulnerable certainly does open us up to the possibility of getting hurt, or disappointed, or something. There's a chance that might not work out favorably for you, but people want to know. And if you've been, your high flying Libra self in the air and dealing just in truth and logic, and sometimes you have to come back and remind yourself that, hey, I need care and delicacy in my emotions as well. And sometimes you need to extend that to other people and say, hey, you know what? like I know I deal in logic and truth, but um, here's where I stand emotionally. That's healthy in a relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to an advice card for this spread, and I'm sorry we didn't get to a Celtic cross, and I'll do that in another video, but we're already like at 25 minutes just on your love. So what advice do we have for Libra? And this is from the Doreen Virtue Fairy Tarots, and we've got the High Priestess. So if there is a situation where you're not certain of somebody's motives, this says trusting your intuition, careful reflection, and that goes with the that Hermit card also. Careful reflection before taking actions, and insights that come through meditation. So take the time that you need. Trust your intuition. If you need to get in touch with somebody emotionally or have a talk, and say, here's where I stand emotionally. Where do you stand emotionally? I really love you, or hey, my love cup is empty. Just trust your intuition, reflect, and then move forward with that truth. So I hope that is helpful. Please comment, like, subscribe, let me know what's going on, and I will see you in the very next video. Thanks, Libra.